to the Culture Section Podcast. I'm your host. I am Quartet. And I'm sitting here with...
Tade the Greatest, me.
What's up, peoples?
What's good?
It's another great week.
Show enough.
A lot of things happened this week. How was your week, man?
My week was wonderful, man. I'm living my best life. Or I could say I'm living my blessed life. Could I say that?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to tell you something else.
Is anyone saying that?
What?
I'm living my blessed life. Oh, they usually don't say that, right?
Knowing these days and times, some choir already probably made a gospel.
They just like, I'm blessed and highly favored.
I'm living my blessed life.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I ain't going back and forth with nobody.
Yeah, that sounds good.
To include the usher boy.
Yeah, true.
Man, today's episode is entitled Colorism. We just going to attack it for how it is. Basically, we're talking about how you can hate your own race.
Yeah, isn't that what colorism is? Like when you hate your own race?
That is what it boils down to.
Hey, so here's something crazy, man. Here's something very crazy. So, literally, at work today, I actually talked about colorism. And we were saying, like, a list of places that we would like to see our own race and a list of places that we wouldn't really want to see a bunch of our race.
Oh, this finna be good.
We literally said this, man. So the main one usually is your subdivision, man. A lot of times people, when they live in a subdivision, we're talking about black people at this point. A lot of times when you live in a subdivision and you see too many of your own people, man, you be like, nah, this ain't the place for me. For some funny reason, it's a shame when you look at your own people and you be like, this ain't a safe neighborhood.
You like, there go too many gunshot bullets in the door.
Yeah, man. You just don't trust them, man. Yeah. That's a shame. Hey, so a place that we did want to see, like, you know, our own people was like restaurants because, you know, you ain't trying to go out to eat and you look around. Yeah. And you just the only one in there, man. You be like, man.
That's funny.
You be like, man, am I at the right place? You start looking for Confederate flags and stuff, man. And
oh, my God.
And the closest exit to the door.
Let me tell you something. When I go in a restaurant, I don't like to sit my back to the door. I want to see everything that's going on.
Yeah, I work with someone like that.
And I'm going to tell you, one thing about black folks, they are aware what's going on. If somebody walk in with a ski mask, you see a bunch of black people running, you better just get in there where you fit in and run out of there. Because I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna warn you. Some people just like to sit around. You know, no, not me. My back is gonna be against that door. You know, like away from the door where I can see what's going on.
You ain't paranoid, are you?
No, I ain't paranoid, man. I just know that we're aware. And let's just say these are trying times, and these are times you need to be aware.
I feel you, man.
That's funny.
Another place on the list was like the grocery store, man.
Let's get bad, bro. Let's get real bad, bro.
Hey, man, we was talking about Walmart in general. There's some that stay open like 24 hours.
Yeah. And
there's certain parts of Raleigh, and you go there and you see.
Are you talking about North Raleigh?
Nah, we talking about like South Raleigh, man.
Linwood Avenue.
You start seeing too many of your people that's up to no good.
Hey, answer me this. When you pull up to a stoplight, and a car pull up next to you, do you lock your door if they look just like you?
No, I got a problem, man. I'm kind of a starer.
What's a starer?
Like, when I'm driving, especially if I'm at a stop sign or stoplight, I have a bad habit of staring at the car beside me, man.
You be like,
man.
That's funny.
I've been told that it looks like I'm in the car the way I'm staring, man. Like, I don't know what the deal is. You could say being, aware of your surroundings, man, but I'm just Man, I'm a starer, man. I mean, I be if you was in the car with me and we was driving, we stopped at the stoplight, and I look at the car next to us, man, I probably be telling you about them. Like, man, they look like they going to church or something.
That's crazy.
Or I literally be doing it. I'd be like commentating on like what they doing. I have a bad habit of doing that, man. Even while I'm driving sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a starer, man.
Let me tell you a story.
All right.
So this was probably back in 07, 06, 07. So I was living in Alabama. And back then I was going to the club real heavy. And I used to hang out with this Italian guy. And, he had a thing for black women. So I guess you could say he was down.
Okay. Or maybe he had a touch of colorism.
Hey, but here it is. Here's the funny part. So one night, we had left the club. We got stopped by the police. And
who was driving?
I was driving.
Okay, keep going.
And he was in the passenger side, and he was feeling real good. So this night, he decides that he want to be down for the cause. We in Alabama.
Huh.
Do I need to say more?
So I was going to ask you how that worked out, man.
Man, listen, man. You talking about, bro, I was feeling good, but I wasn't gone. But I was like, oh, man, this man got to talking. Why you bothering us?
This is to the police?
To the police. This is back in 06, 07 in Alabama.
And he said, why you talking to
us? Why you stopping us? Why you talking to us?
And why you bothered us?
And I said, sir, please overlook him.
Did you really say that?
Yes, I did. Alabama.
You
06,
actually said, please, sir, overlook him?
Please overlook him.
And what did the officer say?
He was like, so basically, you know how like when they pull somebody off on the side of the road, you supposed to switch the lane.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny part is I couldn't switch the lane because there was a car over here. And it was just even with me. I'm like, man, this man won't let me pull over.
That's funny.
To get across, so I just kind of kept straight. That's when he stopped me. Man, let me tell you something, boy. When I'm talking about my heart was beating fast, that night, I became that guy. I became a black Republican. Here's my license and registration. Don't mind him.
Did you get a ticket?
No, I didn't get a ticket.
What did he say to y'all, though? I mean,
I kind of explained to him.
That you couldn't get over?
I'm going to tell you, I showed him my ID.
Your military ID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, man, got to use it sometime.
I hear you, man.
So I showed him my ID, and I told him we was going back to base, and he let us go. But I'm going to tell you, man, that was the wrong time to
What kind of conversation did you and the Italian have after?
Man, he was so gone, bro. I don't know what I said to him. And back then, I probably was speaking foreign language.
Hey, man, let's pause for a second, too. You used a term earlier. It was like, what did you say? He was feeling good? Or what did you say? He
was feeling down.
No, both of y'all was feeling a certain way. You kept saying he was
feeling good.
Is that what you said?
I think so.
When you say he was feeling good, what does that mean? Like there was some drinks in his system, or
yeah, there was some drinks. In the system.
And you said you was feeling good as well.
Yeah, but I wasn't gone like him.
There you go. You said he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
But you was gone, but not gone like him.
I wasn't going nowhere near him.
Oh, wait a minute, man. Does that mean you had been drinking and then you start driving? Is that what that means? That you was actually
we all have sin that comes short of the glory of the Lord.
It has nothing to do with sin. I'm just wondering, was you drinking and then you decided to drive?
I did.
Y'all actually was headed back to the base, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Come on, man. This is 06, 07.
Hey,
I've grown a lot since then.
Did the Italian, did he only date or like black women?
Yeah.
Really?
That was his thing, yeah.
Did he only hang around black people?
Yeah.
So he had colorism then, right?
Yeah, he probably felt closer to black people.
Hey, I wonder, not trying to be racist or ignorant right now, do Italians like to identify as being Italian or white?
Italian.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder they get offended if you call them white or you think that they're white or Caucasian.
No, they're going to... I don't know about that. I just know that any Italian that I see on TV, any Italian that I've met, they always identify as, I'm Italian.
I got you. Yeah, I see that. I can see that. Hey, man, I noticed that I'm not going to say Hispanics because I know they're Mexicans. The Mexicans I know like to identify as Mexican, man. They don't want to be called something else.
They don't want to be called...
Listen, man, the ones that I have dealt with literally be like, I'm a Mexican. They have like Mexican pride. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, boys, black people
he digging a hole so
and
deep.
people that are African, like literally straight from Africa.
Are you African American?
Okay, man. I have this theory, right? I really have. I wouldn't even say theory. Theory might be the wrong word. This is my process of thinking. I was born over here in America, North America to be exact.
The greatest country in the world.
Yeah. Shout out to America.
We can drop you off in the Middle East if you want.
I just said, who you talking to? The audience or something?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I'll leave America. Yeah, right.
So I believe that I am American. I am a black. We're really brown, but the box is black, right? But I'm American.
Yes, sir.
I was born here. I speak English. I was born in America.
This gonna be bad.
It isn't. It might be. I don't know. I don't understand on an application. Maybe because there's some people who wanted to identify as that.
Right.
On an application, you have white. You don't have white American. You have white / Caucasian. You do not have white American, right?
Right.
So you can just say I'm American, right? If someone is white, they don't have to say I'm white American. They can just say I'm American. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why do I have to be African American? I'm American. I am American. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to deny no heritage or nothing. I'm literally not, me personally, I am not from Africa. So how am I African American? What if my ancestors are not even from Africa? What if my ancestors are from the Bahamas? Honestly, literally, you're basically calling me something that I'm not. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So then, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm happy to be a black man. I will not deny my black heritage.
Right.
But, man, can I really call myself an African American?
You was the kid that used to call other kids African booty scratcher.
I remember that. I really remember that. But I don't remember really calling no one that because it was kind of like, I probably was just, I ain't going to even tell you what I was saying. Skip all that. I was saying other stuff. I was going straight for the juggler, man. I was just going straight up for terms that, I probably, I don't know if I would have got whooped for it because, never mind, let's move past that. But so to answer your question, man, I'm a black man. When I was younger, there wasn't African American when I was younger.
Right.
It literally wasn't.
And we're back. I'll probably leave it in just to be funny.
That would be.
I'm going to leave it in just to be funny.
Okay, cool, man. Listen, man. When I was younger, it was literally black, man. When I was in like elementary school, I think even middle school, it still was just black. It wasn't until like high school and beyond that I started hearing Afro and African American. And I'm saying I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying me personally, I am not from Africa. And matter of fact, an African would probably put me in my place and tell me I ain't from no Africa.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Because I need to say this because...
Before you say this, though, don't forget it. Even Africans now, it's almost like they don't want to be associated with blacks from America. They're not in the same category, and they will tell you they're not in the same category. Now you can go with it. Go with it.
Can we say, would you say that the black Americans and the Africans are distant cousins? A couple times removed.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some lineage there, man.
Okay, but can I say this?
Historically, probably, we're closer than we think.
Can I say this, though?
Go right ahead.
The word at the end of that is distant cousin. We cannot deny being from Africa. Now, I was not born in Africa. I have never been to Africa. I've been around Africa. I've been around Africans, but I was not born in Africa. But here's my thing. we are so quick to embrace these other titles that people give us. I'm a Black American.
I don't even want to put black in there. I'm just an American.
Well,
y'all the one who put a color to something.
Can I say this?
Go right ahead.
I love the term black man.
I ain't even mad with black man.
I'm a black man.
Are you an African black man?
No, I'm a black man. And let me tell you this, but we'll never know because of how our grandmothers, and all that stuff removed ended up in America. But let me be the first one to tell you, America is the greatest country. Period. Now, we could have a lot of debates about a lot of things. At the end of the day, even the ones that go to Africa and say it's beautiful, which I have no doubt, they can afford to go to Africa and
you probably could too, man. I heard Groupon is,
Groupon.
Yeah, people use Groupon.
Proud sponsors of the Culture Section podcast.
And now, people take loans to go on vacations now, man. You can afford it.
I ain't doing all that. Come on, man, stop.
If you really want to see Africa, you will. If you say you can't afford it, ain't nothing wrong with going on a payment plan to go see your heritage.
I understand.
Take that trip to Mecca.
Here's the thing, though. What I realize is that Africans are proud people.
Very.
Now, I hate to say it, but like other races, they celebrate their race. Like the Latino community.
I hope you ain't talking about no Cinco de Mayo.
Everything. Cinco de Mayo. Just the way they celebrate their heritage, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I think Black Americans, for some reason, we don't really, we celebrate, we have Black History Month, but it's like full of jokes. Like, and it's it's daunting a little bit because as we start to do this podcast and we thinking about how we really think about things and how we share our views about things, you start to kind of realize that we have a month out of a whole year, and I think it's our responsibility to pay homage to the past. And I mean, and literally mean it. Being Black in America is really complex, especially when you think about Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. It's complex. Even their blood, the bloodline within their bloodline is really complex. And I'm trying not to say that we don't know who we are, but it kind of makes me feel that way.
Hey, here's the problem, man.
Yeah.
We're the one who put the label up there that we just got 1 month. Boo. That's on paper, man. Black history is every day. Meaning just because they say this is Black History Month, it shouldn't stop there. Mm-hmm. Every month is Black History Month. We basically can control what is our Black History Month, man. We basically don't need no man to tell us this is the day we're going to dedicate. Put y'all commercials on TV, Mm-hmm. Share the I Have a Dream speech and, talk. Man, no. Man, we, within ourselves as a group of Black people,
yes,
can get together, share that knowledge, and share that history. You don't got to wait till no February, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It should be an ongoing thing. They shouldn't get caught up in Black History Month. We should be teaching it all the time.
Do you feel like, let me ask you this. I gotta, all this stuff ties in with colorism, but let me tell you this. Are you tired of slave movies?
Nah, man. No, I am not tired of slave movies. I
ain't either.
I think perhaps they want us to be, oh, that sounds so horrible. They want us to, come on, man. A certain group of people probably want us to be tired of slavery movies, man.
Put them out of it. The only people that I hear
it really happened. Matter of fact, man, honestly.
Please don't say you was a slave. I'll faint right now on this microphone.
Well, some people still have a slave mentality. Honestly, man, listen to this. Honestly, I mean, there's some good movies out there.
Yeah.
But honestly, if we put the hard truth out there, literally, like, man, if they did a uncut, unrated movie, it would literally show the gruesomeness of slavery. Because, man, there's versions that, make you feel bad and angry, but it's really not the raw, uncut version.
So you saying it's still edited, so to speak.
You know it is, man.
Yeah, I got you. But let me ask you this. I'm going to get a little deep, but it's going to tie in. All right, you remember when they made Passion of the Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Never seen the movie.
You never seen the movie?
Never seen the movie.
Really?
Never seen the movie. I tell you what I am watching.
Next episode, The Passion of the Christ on the Culture Section Podcast.
I don't be shouting out stuff, but I have a Roku, and on the Roku channel, it's up there, and I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't got to.
What's Roku?
It's like, okay, cool. But I am watching The Messiah. It's on Netflix, and I just watched the first episode.
Oh, no. Is that the one where they have Jesus gay? You know they got a movie where Jesus is gay.
No, this is like a television series.
It's a television series?
Yeah, man. And before I went to work, I was trying to kind of watch it, but you're busy doing other stuff. But I am going to delve into it. But going with Passion of Christ,
Are we going to review it on here? Messiah?
Yeah, we could do that, man.
All right.
We could do that. I don't mind that.
I'll watch it just for the podcast.
From what I'm saying, it seems, I don't know. It's up in the air, man. I need to sit down and watch it. Go on.
So the Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. I ain't seen it.
There was the scene where Jesus was getting beat.
Getting beat.
Everybody has said, man, that getting whipped, when he was getting whipped, it was long and drawn out, right? Now, I always think about that. If you imagine if you hit, I know it's dramatized to get, so you get the emotional connection to it as close as you can get. But when you think about that whip, and you whipping another human being, and they like getting hit, I can just imagine,
it probably was
way worse than that.
Yeah, man. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. I don't know.
It probably was screams for dear life.
But if you can't picture it, it's kind of like one of them things, if it don't happen to you, it's no concern of yours.
True, man.
I just feel like the slave pictures are necessary because as we get older and the babies get older, they need to know what time it is, man. Because the truth is this. It's like we got to educate. And I sound like one of them professors from Cornell West or something, But the truth is we got to educate the youth like we were educated. I think like we didn't have full-blown like African-American studies in high school, but we was watching the Martin Luther King movie and hearing the speeches. We still was getting a dose of it.
Yeah.
And I think they probably don't even do it. I don't know. They probably don't even do it in school like how they used to do it.
I would like to know. I would like to find that out, man.
Me too, man.
I'd like to see what level they on now, man.
But celebrities, other black, the only problem that I think the only people who have a problem with the slave movies are, from what I can see, are black celebrities.
That's crazy, man.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I don't understand. See, you have to it's like being a dreamer and being driven. It's a certain mentality that you gotta have. And a lot of times, if you're not aware of what happened, you just kind of move kind of carelessly. And I think seeing slave movies and hearing the stories, I think that it reminds you of where we come from and how you got to still hold the line.
True, man.
In my opinion.
Well, seeing that, man, literally gives you pride, man, of what we have now. We had to fight for it, man. It didn't even stop there, even with civil rights. Matter of fact, even now, man, we're still literally in a fight, man. It's like racism to me will always be here. as long as we're on the earth, there will be some type and some form of racism, man.
I even told a dude today, man. I kid you not to cut you off.
Yes, all right.
I told him we was talking about social media and about just a lot, about age and all this kind of stuff. And me and this guy went outside and we talked about 45. I told him, I said, I don't look at his speeches. I don't hear nothing that he has to say. And I said, the Republicans and Democrats, it was a checks and balances. Like the Republicans got the money and the Democrats kind of, in the simplest form, divvied it up, if that makes sense. Just on a cut and dry type of thing. We got to get back to the money, man. We've allowed this guy we have people coming. Hey, man, I hate to say it. I need my racists to go back to being hidden. These cats are too bold out here, man, with what they doing. Man.
So you want...
I know it sounds ignorant, but I did say that today.
Private racism.
Yeah, let me go back to being private racism.
Like so private that someone black is missing and they don't know who did it.
I ain't saying like that.
But it was the leader of the KKK that took him, but we don't know because...
The Grand Wizard.
So you want to go without knowing. So you think... You know what I'm saying? What's that old saying?
It's such a distraction and disruption was going on.
What's that old saying, man?
I have no idea.
God, it's like, what is that saying, man? What you don't know, what is it called? Not ignorant is bliss. That's another one, man.
We got a lot of sayings out here.
Yeah, I wish I knew it. It really would work right now.
Hey.
Like, it's almost like if you don't know it, it can't hurt you or something. What is that saying?
Lean on me.
There ain't no lean on me. You really killing me, man. You really kidding, but you think they're very bold now, right?
They real bold, man. And I think, and see what's gonna happen is people see.
Is it what you don't know can't hurt you? I can't remember.
Well, I tell you what it means.
What's that?
It's like if it don't affect you, it's no concern.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it breaks down to. I'm not saying that time. I'm saying that it's so much distraction going on right now. I was looking at Earthquake earlier on Vlad TV, and he was like, "We got a real estate agent negotiating war. He has no experience, no nothing." Now I laughed when I heard this, but when you think about it, it is the raw truth.
So that's like a chef doing surgery in the hospital?
Exactly. He said, I'm a great comedian, but I'm not finna go out here and do surgery. Yo, man, anybody that knows that when it comes to war, it's a tense situation and you really can't, it's so much that goes on. And then you're sitting at home and you're not voting, or you're applauding this guy for making it in, but then you're not fighting in the war, but you kind of, it's weird, man. It's deep. But here's the thing, man. I feel like how everything, I just think it's such a distraction going on, and that we are really finding out what we're made of. And what it is, America, we have done some policing. Hey, it is what it is, but there's a crack in the glass.
So we need to call Safe Light?
Now we showing people how.
So they can repair the glass?
Well, yeah. But we need a thicker glass. Because it's like that chip in the wall, it shows that we're not as powerful as we should be. We should really be upholding our reputation. At the end of the day, that's what, man, you go to any other country outside of this place, and I'm going to tell you, man, it is eye-opening. People want to come here and live here.
Well, we know that. We can tell that by... Man, never mind. We can just tell that.
Say that. Okay. I'm going to tell you like this, though. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you this. And I hate to say it.
Oh, boy.
If I live in Mexico, you best believe I'm coming over here. Because I'm going to tell you that, you know what they got to deal with over there? Water's undrinkable, kidnapping, murder. The cartel, that stuff is real, man.
Sound like Flint, Michigan.
You don't want to talk about Flint. I'm going to start on Flint.
Mama.
All I'm saying is, but I would love to talk about Flint in a podcast episode by itself.
Cool, man.
But they still dealing with that brown water over there.
I know there is. But that don't make no sense. Go on, though.
It don't. this is why the podcast is so great, because it started out with colorism and it's all over the place. At least in my opinion.
We still talking.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. This day and time, I think growing up, we was, if a black person talked proper, we said they was acting white. Super ignorant.
That is crazy. Why can't we talk proper, man?
Exactly.
Why can't we sound educated?
At the end of the day, I talk flat, and I write like a toddler. I remember the day when I had to write I said, man, I write like a toddler.
Maybe you don't write as much, man. Maybe if you was practicing more, putting it to use, you
like a toddler.
Toddler might write better than you, man.
You know what I'm saying? But I just think, like, during this time, we have to see. It kills me, man, because black folks have come from such a struggle, but we act like we ain't. We the G's out here in these streets, man. We can tell people, we can help people survive and live, because if you look at the suicide rate, the suicide rate among blacks is not that high. It happens, but it's not that high.
Who is it high with then?
The white people. I'm just being honest.
What was that hesitation for?
I don't know what the hesitation for, but you still got to get comfortable in front of the camera. But
so that shows how strong we is, right?
Yeah, and that's my whole point, is that some things we got to clean up. Like, we have a reputation for playing employees late, having a dirty establishment, not really taking care of business, don't want to cover employees when they go to the hospital, right? The thing is, we just got to clean it up, man. We ain't really no different. If you're trying to be a business owner, you just got to make sure you don't miss no steps. Make a checklist.
Make a checklist, he said.
You got to. Sometimes.
Do your homework, man.
Do your homework.
Make a plan.
Make a plan.
Don't be just going head first.
No, man, because what makes you any different than the guy that owns Amazon who started shipping books?
We ain't gonna say white privilege, are we?
No, I ain't saying white privilege. I'm saying what makes you different.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, let me tell you, if I was white, I would take advantage of that privilege.
You would?
Yes.
Hey, man, I don't want to sound like that guy. You think it's crazy when you see a white person living in a trailer park? Mm-hmm. You do?
Mm-hmm. Do I think it's crazy?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just going.
Or do you? Do you believe in white privilege?
Yeah.
So
I believe in black privilege too.
So if you see someone, you think it's crazy when you see a white person holding up a homeless sign?
No.
Even when you say to yourself, but there's a such thing as white privilege, should you say that he should use his race to his advantage instead of holding a sign?
Nah, I just think, you know what I think?
What's that, man?
I just be like, man, he just dealing with the hand it was dealt.
The funny thing, how you know what hand he was dealt, man? We don't know his history.
I mean, we don't know.
Unless he had a history book out there and we all had to read it.
We can definitely see him holding that sign, though. That sign is a tell-all. Now,
that sign could have been because they turned their back on. They was like, man, enough is enough. He bringing us down. He didn't make the cut.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But it's like, and that's kind of like it's kind of like, I feel like, man, if I was a celebrity, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like, I hate to say it's your responsibility.
Ooh, boy.
But I definitely feel that there's room for you to at least take your family up.
You think
your no good cousin who
what you mean take them up?
Like, I mean, as far as kind of employ them and have somebody check what they doing to make sure that they.
You feel like it's their responsibility? In
a way.
Why is that?
Not because. Well, I'm gonna take that back. I would like to see it.
You know, man.
Changing the whole family dynamic.
You know.
I'm gonna tear the bed apart, y'all.
I always wondered though, man. Like, okay, man. I always wondered, man. I just wonder, a celebrity, right?
Yes.
We basically gave him that job, that title right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they basically just working in their occupation. Mm-hmm. They get paid an X amount of money, and that's the life they live, right? basketball player. He's pretty much doing a job. He's playing the game. He signs a contract. He makes an X amount of money. Football player. Same stuff like it's basically just a job they're getting paid for.
Yes, sir.
It's just a wage they're giving. Is it really their responsibility just because they make this wage to take care of everybody, man?
I would like to see more of it.
I mean, is it really literally their responsibility? I mean, because we're the one who basically put them there. Like, it ain't like they forced us to do anything. Why are we forcing them to?
I'm media trained. I would like to see it.
I mean, I can understand if you have the means, you should help out, man. It's selfishness if you got the means and you ain't helping. But at the end of the day, it's still their money.
That's true. I get that, but these are the same people that be like, I'm trying to show y'all, I'm trying to educate y'all on generational wealth.
Hey, man, when they say that, I wonder what they really mean, because they really ain't educating. They just basically doing what they do, and that's it, man.
Yeah, so
if you're educating, if they trying to educate, there should be some free courses out there.
Yeah, I just feel like I think we was handed a raw deal, right? We was behind the power curve. So that means that, okay, we were slaves and we couldn't vote. So that means that at least, I think we got the right to vote was in the 1960s. It's 2020 right now. Even if you take away slavery, we still 60 years behind. Or we just catching up. So I feel like every other race seems to embrace I know there's probably some problems somewhere, but they embrace the concept of, I guess, community. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I think we kind of move in the individual capacity. Not all, but it just feels like that. It feels like that. It's like you might have, like, the nation says they teach black is beautiful, black ownership, the black way to think, like that. But it's like we don't really embrace that concept. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
We don't embrace the concept that black is beautiful?
We don't embrace the concept about the steps to get to that level of thinking.
Oh, black is beautiful.
Not so much where black is beautiful, but where black ownership is important, changing your family's dynamic. We just put a Band-Aid on and call it generational wealth, and we don't even understand the concept of it. And notice the only people that reference it is the ones that have millions and millions of dollars. Me and you, we just trying to pay bills.
Sure am.
And fund this podcast.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, man, when you were saying that, I was thinking, I might be wrong. I was like, man, we're on too many reality TV shows, man. And none of them really...
We don't own none of them.
Yeah, but a lot of them ain't even like a positive outlook, man. It's literally about drama. It's like a bunch of like buffoonery, man, like foolishness, man. We need more positive outlets in general, man.
I need your perspective, though.
Go right ahead. Hit me with it.
I would think we were talking about this today in class too, and I thought about this. It was like, before social media, movie stars and other people, they was looking at what we would call influencers now. They was kind of looking down on it. But the truth is that social media has made a way for the common man to be relevant, where there are millionaire YouTubers.
True, man. Instagrammers, yeah.
Instagrammers. And I just feel like now they're embracing it. See, it just funny to me how, like, if you don't adjust with the time, you get left behind. But I think a lot of times, black folk, we should look at the whole thing before we make an opinion on it. And at the end of the day, if a person says executive producer, you know what that means?
What does that mean?
They have a right to an opinion about that said project. It doesn't mean they're in charge of, they're fronting the money. You know, they can use their name and they can have some input. That's what it's about.
So we need some more Oprah Winfrey's and Tyler Perry's.
We have to have them. And to be honest, see, if I say it's a duty or responsibility, I'm probably gonna get flack behind it. But you're trying to change the dynamic of what it means to be black.
Yeah.
This is why this podcast, not to keep throwing it back in the pod about the podcast, but what it's important to see for people to see us that we're just two guys with an opinion.
True that, man.
That have something to say, and hopefully this influences other people to kind of chase their dreams. Because you don't know what can happen. At the end of the day, Tyler Perry slept in his car, and now he stayed with his cousin in Atlanta. He slept in his car. Now his studio is one street past, at least the signs past where he used to sleep out in the car. So that doesn't happen for everybody, but it's doable. It's enough for me to wake up and say, yo, man, I want this concept that we have to contribute to the culture, not just the quartet culture, but the culture in general, like the human culture. That's what's important to me. And we can't do anything if we, first of all, not honest with the people. Even what we talk about is important. Hating your own race is, with black folks, we just hate or we dislike people that act like the N-word. And that's just the bottom line. If you look at Chris Rock old stand-up, he said, we love blah, blah, but we hate blah, blah, blah. No, the N-word.
What was the first one that he said we love?
He said, I can't remember if he said, we love being black. We love some black folk, but we hate them N-words. You know, that just shows the difference between, it's a genius and a joke because the difference is a mentality. That's the biggest thing. And normally they use the N-word because it's...
Who is they?
Well, I mean, the N-word means typically...
Yeah, but that ain't what's been used for now. Now it's just like a word like homie.
Please don't be like, it's a term of endearment.
I wouldn't say that. It's just I think it just set out a habit now, man.
Yeah, it's habit. But we can't...
People just be saying it.
Yeah,
it sounds good coming off their lips. That's why they say it feels so good.
And let me tell you, if you ever hear a Christian say the N-word,
hey, you know,
to them it feels almost like, I can't curse, but I can definitely say the N-word.
You know what I can't stand, man? When us as a black race, when we're around other races and we're just spitting that word out, man.
The N-word?
Yeah, man. Like there's a few times where I've been at work and some white people around and the fellas, they be just saying it, man. I be like, it is just so weird to me. It's so weird to me that we feel comfortable enough. I mean, I can understand, whatever, if we're around each other, man, but we're around others, man, and we're like killing that word. To me, it almost to me, when they even see it, it's like, wow, so, maybe I can say it. They just coming fresh off their lips. Now, they ain't brave enough to say it. They ain't that dumb. Now, there's a few of them that out there that is brave.
Yeah.
But, man, sometimes I feel like some things should be kept, in the house, man, around the dinner table, man.
Look, man, don't get too comfortable. First of all, I don't want to I'm going to tell you, a place of business, it's the wrong place to make people feel uncomfortable.
True.
And to be honest, in any conversation that probably involves a non-black, you shouldn't make them feel uncomfortable. And then if they use it, you ready to beat them in the head.
True.
Nah. No, sir. I wish you would put your hand on that white man. I'm going to beat you down.
What you going to beat him down for?
I have no idea. I just thought I would throw that out there to get the views up.
Hey, man, how do you feel like if you go see like one of them historic slavery movies and someone white is there?
I said, you know what I was saying to myself?
What's that, man?
I said, man, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it? I always wondered, man. Like,
couldn't do it. But I think, I hate to stereotype our people, but
go ahead. Knock yourself up.
A a lot of white people, they have, at least what I've learned, or who I've been around, they're a lot more cultured than at least the people that I've been around, to include myself.
Man, that's horrible, man, when you say it like that. That's sad.
Yeah, but a lot of them, they build more places that, you know, the funny thing about a black person, we, especially like when you're young, you like, the only place I go is the club. But you know what I'm saying? Like Alabama's beautiful and Washington, D.C. is beautiful and North Carolina's beautiful, but and then we kind of, a lot of time we just school and home, work and home. And I'm just saying, in my experience, that's just what I've picked up from people. But once I kind of started going overseas and kind of indulging in different cultures, after I got over, they trying to change me. I got to rip my hood. Once I got over that mentality and start...
what age was you when you got over that mentality?
So, I was already...
What age was you when
I probably was like 26.
It took you to 26 years old. Really, man?
Yeah, even though we was doing shows and stuff like that, I really hadn't my mind just didn't develop till I got like 26 years old. And this is God's honest truth. It just did not develop. And once I kind of started, when you start being around white people who didn't have black people at their school, you start picking up on certain vibes. I remember a guy, he dated this black girl and his parents were stone cold racist. But maybe, I don't know why he dated her. I don't know why she wanted to be a part of that situation.
Probably because he liked her or loved her or something.
Sometimes that's what it comes down to. That's why, like, when it comes to love make you do some crazy stuff. Not saying that's crazy, but a lot of times they say, why did you do that? Because of love. That's normally what it comes down to. But I
hope it really was love. Go on over.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
if you're listening and you know who he's talking about, leave something in the comments. Say that's me.
Don't you do it.
Okay. At least they could leave. I survived or something. We married and got 3 kids.
That would be cool.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But then like, the other thing is, speaking of that, if you have a biracial child, sometimes some of them identify as white versus as black.
So it ain't once you go black, you never could go back, huh? You still have a chance.
Brother, I don't know. I just know when I look at Dr. Phil sometimes, that's how some of them identify. I'm talking about biracial kids.
Just take the high road and go white. Is that what you're saying? Try to cash in on the white privilege. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know about it. Let me tell you something. If your complexion is close to mine, you are done.
Listen, man. You can identify white all you want to, man. The name is what's might destroy you, man. You can
LaQuisha, LaQuanda, Belle, it's Hey man, do you understand why some parents, make sure their name is not hood?
I understand. In theory, I understand.
Do you agree with it?
No, it's almost like selling out, though.
Oh, he done call them a sellout because they want their child to go to Harvard.
What I really think you should do, name the child what you really want to name them, man. Yeah. Let it have some meaning. Don't say, I'm going to give them a stereotypical white name so they can have a successful life, man. I mean, David is a good name. He's biblical. But you don't got to go straight up. Man, listen, man. I don't know. Hey,
if you name your child a biblical name, what they might come back and say, oh, you a Jesus freak. What you going to say then?
You be like, well, it's my baby. Watch, you be like, it's my baby. I can name what I want to. Hey, listen, okay. To be honest, they can name their child that, man.
Come on, man.
They're
Take
the parents.
Team, man.
Listen, man, because parents have the best interest in mind of their kid.
They do.
And if that's what they feel is going to get them where they need to go, then name them that, man. You know, because you just want to look out for your child. You know, because some names out here are very exotic or hard to pronounce. But we live in a world where everything is hard to pronounce anyway, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, don't stray away from your heritage, though, man. But,
so you're saying, I'm going to do you now.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if you're a black person, you need to represent that blackness.
I'm just saying, don't forget your blackness. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget it. I mean, just don't forget your blackness. That's it. You don't got to talk a certain way, be a certain way. Just don't forget your blackness. Embrace both sides. Embrace all your history, man.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, probably the average black person probably got some, who knows what in them, Irish or something. I hate to make it sound like animals, but I don't even know if there's really pure breeds out here, man. You know?
I know one thing. A lot of times since they started doing the test where you can see whether you're Wakandan and
oh yeah, man.
I think a lot of times that's how people introduce themselves now. Instead of saying I'm a black man, I'm 10% Wakandan, I'm 20% Dutch, I'm 30% Turkish, I'm another 20% Somalian, and I'm only 10% black. It's so much. And can I be honest?
Go right ahead, man.
I hate to say this, and I know how important it is to know who you are. I get that. But I don't really trust it. I ain't bought into it yet. I'm not saying it's not real, but I ain't bought into it yet.
Yeah, I like to know the science behind that, man. Like, what's in that DNA, man, that tells you this, man?
Because here's the thing. You can swab it, and then somebody can say, hey, I got a little bit of something on another swab. Let me rub it on the other swab.
Hey, you want to hear something funny? There was a radio station that said they was going to swab their dog and send it in.
Oh, my God.
And see what results would come in. Because they want to know if it was that serious or not. I don't know if they ever did. I didn't really follow through on it. But, man, I would have liked to know what happened. Because it'd be crazy if it came back like they was this and that, man, but it was like a dog. Man.
I would love to see it. And I'm going to tell you, and to me, whew. I'm not saying that other races are not doing the, I don't know what you call it, the test.
It's a test?
It's a test.
I'm sure everybody's doing the test, right? Are we still talking about the test to see what you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Everybody's probably taking it.
See, and it'll be my luck. I like to use the word luck.
Yeah, go right ahead. Knock yourself out.
When they send the test back, they be like, I'm trying to find out if I'm Indian and Native American and all this, and they be like, your daddy is not your daddy.
Well, I mean, at the point you're at now, what does it really matter, man? He's like, yeah.
Let them know how about Jesus.
I was actually waiting for you to do that, man. I really was waiting for you to do that.
Hey, man, I'm going to say something that is not popular, and I know it doesn't apply to everybody, but this happens to people that get ready to get deep. I see somebody write a post today. It's like, I normally don't do this, but I'm like 23 years old, and I have a 4-bedroom home with 2 cars.
What's the purpose of sharing that?
Sometimes you ever just want to reply on that post and go, so?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares?
But you need validation from somebody, man.
Yo, man. I ain't talking about...
You trying to help somebody? How you trying to help somebody by telling them what you got?
They ain't even trying to help, man. They just want everybody to look up to them like that.
For what? Well,
it's the way it is.
They gonna be my come up or something? They gonna tell me how they got it? And hard work and perseverance?
And then somebody rob you. And you want to get mad.
Hey, man, let me find that address. We'll see how long you have them cars and stuff.
Cause that location button on Facebook, it is real.
Hey, man, I always wonder why people do that. Blah, blah, checked in. It's literally their location. I be like, man, they ain't gonna be home in about an hour and 30 minutes.
Sweet thing say, are you gonna go live when they break the ground? I'm like, no. No. I want them to think I stay in a box. With you know, One of the boxes with what's a toilet tissue?
Charmin's?
Charmin's on the box. I live in the Charmin box.
What's up with this guy?
I don't run out of tissue, I tell you that.
This dude.
I run out of food, but I don't run out of tissue. No, man, it's none of your business.
I think people share too much anyway, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all just sharing this folks ever seen in my life.
Hey, man.
Something just be nonsense.
I love my culture, man. But I'm going to tell you this, boy. Sometimes, they do too much, man.
Yeah.
I love you, man. And I know sometimes I probably do too much, but I'm learning. My cousin's going to make sure I'm straight.
Nah, I'm going to try, but you gonna fight it. Hey, man, before I forget, what did you think about the movie Black Panther?
Yo, I'm watching Black Panther.
What you mean you watching?
Yo, man. Man.
What's up?
Can I show you the secret handshake? When we bounce and go like that.
Okay.
Let's do it. Ooh, don't you steal it. Trademark by.
What I got anything to do with Black Panther?
So, yo, man, why is Killmonger looked at as the hero? Yo, man, what is up with y'all? Why y'all out here trying to make social commentary for Black Panther? First of all, when she says, I'm not a spy like you. I serve my country. The lady said, I'm going to save I love my country too, but I'm going to save my country. You remember that part?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. When he threw him over that water, I like, man, that's crazy. I'm watching it again. I'm actually watching the whole Marvel series.
I got you. How'd you feel about, never mind, that was Black Panther. Never mind, man.
What?
My mind, never mind. We got twisted.
My mind's telling me no. But my jail cell keeping me in. Hey, man.
Dude, man. Why you messing with that, man? Have you been watching that anyway?
No.
Have you watched the first one? You have watched none of the Survivor?
No. Oh. Ain't none of them me to see.
All right, man. I ain't know. I watched it, man.
All I know is...
I haven't watched the second season, but I watched the first season, man.
You don't get enough invite things in your spirit.
It's just...
Every time you see
my thing is, man, it's just with anyone. I mean, this is like a history lesson. You really never know what a person really is. Sometimes when you just see someone from what you see on TV or when they're performing, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, man. It's like, it's wild. Like, sometimes you wish you just seen them as a performer instead of, man, knowing their life, or just even forget that part, even just knowing the factual history of their life, man. It's terrible, man.
I'm not going to be one of them people that's like, I can't separate I gotta separate the music from him. I can't do it. Let me tell you this, man. There are so many, you know how they say there's a message on today's message is age ain't nothing but a number. I don't know what verse we coming out of.
Hey, man, I'm actually not gonna condone nothing that happened. But what's weird, and I understand whatever, there's always a reason for something.
When she was alive, do you think she was beautiful? Aaliyah?
Man, I really didn't get on that gravy train until she died. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I really didn't get on that gravy train whatsoever, man, until she literally... I remember the Rock the Boat song, and I remember the video, and the movie she did, but as far as her career, I really didn't follow her career growing up, man.
So we did a show in Kentucky, and I never forget it was Jaheim, a bunch of other acts, us, and I remember we was about to go on stage, and somebody like, yo, man, this is pre-internet. Yo, man. The radio station was like, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, we just got word that Aaliyah died. And I remember, like, my heart like sinking to my stomach.
I think I was in high school when she died, man. I might have been... I know I was in high school because I was actually at work, man.
Okay.
And there was a guy that I worked with, and he was a total fan of hers, man. And we was actually closing the store that night, man. And he was like, y'all, I can't believe it. We was like, what? He was like, Lee is dead. And he actually couldn't work no more for a hot minute, man. Now listen, see, that's why I knew I went on that gravy train, because I didn't have that same reaction. Well, then I was like, man, because the plane crashed, right? And she burnt up in the plane. Then I was like, man, that's a horrible way to go and stuff like that. But I didn't have that same feeling. My heart didn't. Not that I'm heartless. It's just I wasn't just on that train. Yeah, man. I didn't really even know her history, man. And then after her passing, some of the history started coming out, even about R. Kelly back then, man. Yeah, man. And then, they start showing specials on television a little bit. And it was like, man, I'm sure he was kind of happy when it kind of died down for a second.
This is the same person that wrote I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah, man.
To be honest, man.
Don't do that.
I can't look at it. I don't really. I just don't want to look at it. And trust me, whenever you go on Netflix, it comes up.
Of course, man.
But
it's up there.
I remember when he was asking him something about, do you like young girls inside?
And he asked him, what did he mean by young girls?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Instead of saying no,
man,
he just wanted to know by young girls what you mean.
Yo, man. Man. But the thing is, the game, they knew what it was, and they allowed it to go on. And because I really feel like when you got somebody that's making you millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, see, here's the other thing. R. Kelly, he probably, I don't know, he might have had 10, I don't know how many albums he had. He had Rockland, he had Sparkle, she had a gold record. He never did. I don't think he ever produced the records for. I think it was called Boo and Gotti. So at the end of the day, you would think that he retained his publishing and he would have millions of dollars. He probably made a bunch of money, but at the same time, he was probably doing. I don't know. He probably just mismanaged it. He was saying he trying to buy his publishing back. Well, there's plenty of people. The way publishing works, though, it's like this. You stop taking the advances. Like, when they give you advances, that's recoupable money. A lot of people have done it. That dude from Tony, he recently bought all his publishing back. So it's just crazy how, like, I think he might be penniless right now, man.
I heard I don't know, when you're rich, your penniless is different than other penniless.
I'm glad you said that.
But the man's still locked up, so.
Yeah. And
obviously them pennies ain't that much.
Nah.
I mean, he can't even be on.
I think he in general population, too.
I heard he wanted to be in there. I heard one time he said he pretty much was just locked up in the hole the whole time. He wanted to get some, maybe he want to get some inspiration or tell everybody his story out there. I mean, hopefully they ain't roughing him up, man. I mean, he might deserve it, but I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah.
I feel a song in my spirit.
What you think about Black Panther? It was a good movie.
I think it was. I love the movie. I'm a Marvel dude.
Was it our movie? Like,
do we own the movie, you mean?
No, was it like...
Did it represent us?
Yeah, you think that's... Or do you think we made it to represent us, man? You think when it first was... Like, I don't know, man. I just wonder, because we pretty much made that our movie with this Wakanda Forever. We pretty much turned that movie, whether it was meant to be that way or we just steered it in that direction, it was pretty much our movie. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like a part of the Black movement.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost showing that movie, we felt like it was showing the richness and the intelligence of Black people, man. Because in that movie, Wakanda had all that technology that no one had and the metal that no one had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it almost was like, subliminal messages and stuff like that.
See, I can, this is what I can't deal with. We got to make it a social movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, it felt good to be on top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it felt good. But instead of us just saying it feels good to be on top of the mountain, we got to identify with Killmonger.
Oh, what's up with this guy?
We got to identify with Killmonger.
To me,
Killmonger represents the black movement.
To me, it was.
Come on, man.
To me, it was weird. To me, Black Panther to black people was like Obama running for president to black people. I literally put them together. It was like, we all on board, man. We got to get this, man. We got to make it big.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
But now that it's gone, you know how stuff just dies down almost, man? Yeah. Like, it had its moment. I guess everyone's waiting for Black Panther #2, correct?
Yeah. Master P said, so Master P is, he's saying we make billions, but we don't own the movie. And Master P changed the music game. And he changed the music game.
You said it twice.
Well, the music game and the movie game.
Oh.
Because I remember I'm About It. And I remember there was a video store in Augusta on I think it was 15th Street by Kroger's. And man, I went there and I tried to get a copy and they ain't had it. So there was this other guy across town. He used to always have the black versions of stuff. You understand me? And I got it. And I was like, there was a behind the scenes, the end credits was awesome.
Wow.
That's what it was. And but the funny thing is this though. I'm all for ownership, but I feel like we got to put out quality content.
I feel you.
I almost feel like you can't tell everybody to support what you're doing and then your movie looks no different than what you see on television. Because you got more. See, when you got a whole lot of money, and I understand, like, you can only afford to invest so much money because you need to get that money back. But, yo, man, some of this stuff they be somehow supporting, it don't look good. And I'll go watch. I watch every. Man, I don't watch so much. I got stuff at my mama's house, man, where all these black movies and all of them was trash. But I just was. That's just my mentality. I don't know where I get that from. That's just my thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But I know it's tough we have to find a niche. I think that we've come from such tragedy and we survived it. Even though if you worked in the field and the person in the house, I think we call that the Uncle Tom. We have to even revamp that because the truth of the matter, if it probably was on the other foot, we probably would have did that same thing. Like as far as working in the house and this, that, and the third. It's unfortunate, but we come from tragedy. But I think that we are faithful people. We know how to make things work with little of nothing. And we have to remember that. If you're going to deal, I feel like in the game of business, it's going to take you a long time to really get to the level that you want to get at because there's so many obstacles that you got to deal with. You got to be like, well, I'm a black man. I want to represent my blackness, but I need to be able to make these deals and not be too... Because the truth of the matter, Tyler Perry has the keys for an all-black Hollywood.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
And he's... I want to say this because I'm proud. I'm happy for Tyler Perry. In a lot of ways, the Christian audience made Tyler Perry. You may agree or not agree. As far as, at least what I think. I think he gave, or I could say, he gave us something to do. Go to his plays. Go to his movies. A lot of times, if you're trying to, you know, we all view Christianity as, I don't know, a certain way or different. We might, I don't, you know, I'm kind of stringent, but I'm kind of more open. I don't know. But I just think that he identifies as a Christian man. He did a lot of Christian movies. The tone was supposed to be there. It appealed to that. And he did a lot of good work. Now, I know some of us have our things with him, but I think he has Black Hollywood. He has 300 and some acres. I almost feel like he can birth. I don't think it's necessary for him to write everything. If he wants to, he can. But I think he really can teach people and put them on. Like, work for what I know he already doing it, but I think he can even do it even more. Because he already shot Bad Boys 3 at his trailer. They shot Dolomite. See, this stuff it can work, man. It can work.
That's what's up. I'm waiting for you to wrap it up.
I guess. Well, this is the culture section. And I am Quartet. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Why did you do it like I am?
Well, you done killed the thunder. I am ready to end.
Because it really sounded like you was going on another man. I was like, man, this dude, man, he's building, ain't it?
Hey, man.
And then the funny thing, you was looking at me, and I was like, man, ain't about to keep this going.
But anyway, hey, it's your boy, I Am Quartet.
And I'm Todd, the greatest me.
Don't forget to follow Fans of the Culture on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Home of the Culture section. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell just in case YouTube is hating on your boys.
True.
We see you when we see you. God bless you. God keep you. Peace.
Peace.